Hello, living in the van vlog, the morning of the 3rd. It is 7:13 in the morning. Only you would never know it because it's still freaking pitch black out there. Fucking crazy. So I'm gonna get going. I woke up, I don't know, half hour ago. I got to sleep at like 2 or something, but I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go. I think I'm gonna go to the Starbucks today because I'm supposed to call my mom at noon. So I think I'm just gonna go to the Starbucks until noon, talk to my mom, and then go into the gym. So normally I would go straight to the gym, but yeah. Called my mom today, so I got to show her my timeline, do screen capture to her, or tour the timeline, explain to her what it is, because she was not very keen on the idea of me working on it. Yeah, I think I rediscovered a technique on how to get up early when you have problems getting up. You drink a little alcohol the night before. That way you don't sleep totally deeply all night long. Kind of screws up your sleep so that when the morning comes, you're like up. So yeah, I'm going to start doing that. But hopefully this is going to get me back in the cycle of the morning. I'm really excited that I'm up in the morning this time. And I feel good too. I'm not totally shot, exhausted. So, right up at the crack of dawn, right when the sun's coming up. I love it. So yeah, then, that's that. Okay, peace out. Living in the van vlog, January 4th, 2012. Happy New Year. Today was a fucked up day for me. It started off really well. I got up really early, like at the crack of dawn, and I started my car up, and I don't know if I mentioned in my morning vlog, but last night my car was running for an hour. I ran it for an hour on 2 separate occasions yesterday because I was trying to charge my RV battery because somebody mentioned on my YouTube video, hook it up to the RV battery and it'll charge. So I was like, oh cool. So I did that. And no, not a good idea. Because like I turned my car off and I heard like rumbling and I was like, what the fuck? So I go back and all the water was bubbling in my water coolant and I was like, huh. So I got in my car and I ran it for 20 minutes and I turned the car off and all the water was bubbling and I was looking back and I go, uh-oh, more of that bubbling, that's weird. Next thing I know, it was like fucking Old Faithful inside my car. Just like thick as fuck going for the longest time. And I was like, oh fuck, I blew a gasket. So then I called, I didn't have AAA. My AAA expired 3 months ago. And you can't get a new renewal after 90 days. It expired 5 months ago, and you can't get a renewal after 3 months. So I was 2 months out of the grace period. So I had to pay. I got a new AAA membership because I thought I was going to be able to get my car fixed just fine, which cost $120 bucks. It was normally, I got the basic, which means you can only get towed for 5 miles. But so I guess the basic is normally like 70 bucks, but I had to 75, but I had to pay an extra 45. For the startup fee, and so I paid 120, but I got a free tow because the mechanic was only 4.9 miles away in the town of Arlington. Here's where I am in the town of Arlington right now. There's Main Street, and there's the mechanic right there, that building, right on Main Street. And so I called the mechanic. I just typed in mechanic Arlington, called the first people who I saw there. And got the AAA and had it brought over there, and they called back and they're like, I was kind of hoping and even expecting, because I remember when I turned off my car and it started spewing and stuff, I looked at my temperature gauge and it didn't say that the car was overheated, and the car was running perfectly fine. It was only when I turned it off and I noticed the bubbling and then the spewing, I was like, well, I just busted a gasket, no biggie. But they're like, you oh, I can't remember. You fused the engine block and some other gasket fused, melted. And I was like, and so they're like, yeah, minimum $1,700. We can fix it in 3 days. And I go, well, did I ruin the whole engine? Oh yeah, I think the first thing the girl said was, you're probably gonna have to get a new engine. I was like, and she's like, minimum $1,700. And I was like, well, a new engine is $6,000. But I guess what they were saying is that they're gonna have to bust open the engine to see if the piston's fused inside. And if that happens, I need a new engine. And I talked to the mechanic guy, and he was basically said, in a kind of a roundabout, kind of timid way, that chances were that the pistons were fused. Which means I'm going to have to blow another $6,000. I only got about 3,000 miles out of this engine. The other engine did the same exact thing, but it wasn't from the same car. It was about a month after I got the new car. Ooh. Fuck. Just a second, dude. My thing ran out of gas. It was about a month after I got the engine, and I'd only put about 50 miles on it. And I wasn't like idling it. It just overheated, and had to blow another $6,000 on it. I put about $20,000 in this car over the course of about a year and a half, a couple of years ago. So I had to just replace everything. I spent all of my money on my car. And yeah, now this engine's dead, and it's after about... The only miles I put on this engine was... I got it fixed, and I drove it maybe twice in Austin. And then I drove it from Austin to Boulder, Boulder to Moab, Moab to Tucson. And then I did my road trip from Tucson over the last year, which was maybe just a couple thousand miles. Engine's dead. About 5,000, engine's dead. So, I mean, I know what to do now to avoid that. What I have to do to avoid that is to charge the battery by just driving it around at really high revolutions, like meh, right at the end of the green for about 5 minutes maybe, or 10 minutes. I would have to figure it out again. I'd have to calibrate the thing again, you know, and then park it and then just not idle it at all. Like, even if I'm stopped in traffic, turn the damn thing the fuck off. But I know what some people are gonna think is that I wasn't checking my levels. I checked my oil level a couple weeks ago, and it was right above the minimum level, so my oil level was fine. And I checked my coolant level last week, and it was right at the top. So my oil level and my coolant level were fine. Woo, that's pretty good. I'm drinking alcohol. This is like watermelon, and it tastes just like watermelon too. Artificial flavors, but it tastes just like watermelon. Fucking chemists are fucking geniuses, dude. 12% alcohol. Yeah, dude, I gotta drink, man. You have to drink when shit like this happens. Oh shit. Just a second, I gotta put another. And I'm eating ramen noodles, dude. You gotta eat junk food when this kind of shit happens. I'm gonna crack my eggs. But yeah, so that's what happened. I don't think my car overheated because of low coolant levels. I mean, if you think so, I checked 2 weeks ago, and the oil was above the minimum. And the oil, I don't have an oil leak. They said I had an oil leak, but I don't think I have an oil leak. I got the oil change maybe 4 or 5 months ago in Portland. So yeah, moral of the story is, don't fucking idle a water-cooled Volkswagen. Just don't do it. Don't idle it at all. Don't idle it more than 5 or 10 minutes. These things are not built to idle. Other cars are built to idle, apparently. I've never heard of anybody else ruining an engine. These cars are not built to fucking idle. So that's my $6,000 lesson. So anyways, if it's $6,000 and I have to get a new engine, I don't have the money. Well, it's going to cost about 950 big ones. Did I put another packet in there? There's 2 packets in there. It's going to cost about 950 bucks to tow this thing back to Boulder, because it's so fucking far away. I don't know if that's worth it, dude. I don't think it is worth it, actually. If I have to blow 1,700 bucks, I can handle that. I'm not going to continue doing the road trip. My road trip's over. 100% sure my road trip is done. But I could pay 1,700 bucks, get the car fixed, and then keep the car, and then just get a job, pay off my credit card, and then go on the road trip again with this car, with my new lesson learned not to idle the car. But if I have to blow another $6,000, I'm gonna have to say sayonara to this thing and sell it to somebody, and then they can put $6,000 into it. But it's gonna be kind of a heartbreaker because I sunk so much money into it. The transmission has like 3,000 miles on it. The hoses are all brand new. Everything else is in perfect working order. It's just that the engine's fucked. Now, if anybody's wondering, I got the engine at AVG Motors out of like Los Angeles. Those people don't make very good motors, dude. Somebody was like, you should get the Subaru. Well, I wish I had known that a year and a half ago when I got the new engine in this fucking piece of shit. So, yeah, so if that's the case, I don't know how I'm gonna sell it. What am I gonna do? Live in my van? One kind of interesting thing is that somebody wrote me today, a subscriber who I don't really know, I guess like a new subscriber, but they're like, hey, we should hang out. You can park in my driveway and even use my shower and stuff. I live in Bremerton, and I was like, oh, okay. And then this happened in my car, and I wrote him, I'm like, well, how about if I stay with you for a few days if I have to leave it here for a few days? And they wrote back, and they're like, sure, my kids say it's okay, so that'll be pretty cool. Pretty trippy that the day that they write me an offer, because nobody's ever offered me that before. It's the same day that my car breaks down, and I actually need it. But, alright, I'm gonna turn this off. But, fuck, dude. I don't live here. What am I gonna do? Park my car someplace and just, like, live out of my van with it parked at the park and just not move it? And just leave it there? Until I sell it? I mean, I hope nobody notices. Tows it away. You have to move your car. You've had it parked here. I can't. I had it dumped here by the tow truck. Oh my god. Yeah, if you know anybody who's interested in buying my van, I'll sell it to them. I don't know how much. I guess these things are worth a lot. But yeah, if I have to replace the whole engine, I'm gonna sell this and I'm gonna buy a van. I'm gonna buy a van that you can have a bed in. The bummer about getting another van is that pop-ups, man. I like the pop-ups like this. I like these pop-ups. I mean, not the pop-up, the table. I like the tables. I can hang out in it like this. And I got the light there. I don't know any other van that has a table. Maybe I'd get an American van. I know American vans aren't as high priced as these, so maybe I could do that. Or just, no, I'd probably get like a minivan. My brother actually bought a minivan a couple days ago. He sold his car, and he bought a minivan because he wants to live out of his car next summer. Like, I'm inspiring him to live out of his van. So he bought a Mazda like MX-7 or something. It's like one of these newer cars. It's like a year 2000. It's kind of like one of these like half station wagon, half minivan type things. But you can make it a bed in there. I might want to get one of those that have good gas mileage and just have a car, have an engine. And I definitely wouldn't want to idle that. Now I know my lesson. Don't idle any car. I don't fucking care what car it is. Do not idle a car more than 10 minutes, ever. Just don't do it. Or you're gonna ruin your motherfucking engine. But I would get one of those cars, just something that's reliable, you know. And as far as the table, maybe I'd makeshift a table or get a van. I don't know what the fuck, but my mom's not gonna want me to live with her for too long. She'll let me live with her as long as I need, but she's not gonna be down with me living with her for a long time. So that's my plan. I think I'm going to keep up with the vlogs, though, because I like vlogging every day. Fuck it. I'll do living with mom vlogging. I don't think I know anybody who has living with mom vlogging. I'm not going to be able to show my mom or my brothers or anything in the videos because they don't like being filmed. They're private. But I can tell stories. I can even tell stories about my mom because she doesn't watch my YouTube videos. So, that's that. That's what I did today. Hopefully, they crack it open and it's only that 1700. And if that's the case, I get to pay, I get to keep my car, drive it back to Boulder, get a job, moving with mom, get some job, any old job that I can get, I guess, in the depression that we're in, and hang on to that job until I pay off my credit cards. And then once I get above board, pay off the credit cards, I go again. Yay! Living with Kyle in the van and not idling the car. I wish somebody told me. I wish somebody warned me. People said it's not good to idle cars, but that's like kind of different than saying if you idle your car an hour, you ruin the engine. And that's how it is. If you idle your car for an hour, you ruin your engine. So, okay, that's that. Oh, what I do today? And then I went in and I hung out on the place, the Starbucks all day, because I parked at the Starbucks before I did that, and I was working on my site on America, mainly in Central America, yeah, and listening. I wasn't really listening to anything. I was kind of trying to concentrate on my stuff, and I hung out there all day uploading videos, and I didn't have the motivation to work out. I did Skype with my mom for like 45 minutes, showing her my site. And that's what I did with my time. Okay. Peace out.